We like them to flourish and be a good member, a productive member of society. Better than that. Now, how do we do it? We do it with programs. We do have a process. They call, if you ever have a Latino family that is going through a very difficult time, you have them call us. Once they get, our administrative assistant get that phone call, they go through an evaluation process, because if you look at our programs, there's mental health counseling. So if somewhere between the classes and the benefits we give them, we see that the entire family needs a little bit more help, we put them through our counseling service. So we have couples program. We call them kind of like a date. We take mom and dad for an entire Saturday, 8 hours or a little bit more. We give them breakfast, we give them lunch, and we teach them about the difference between men and women and how we communicate differently. We do youth programs, Triple P. We have our moderators are certified, and Triple P is very common, and we do it in Spanish. What makes us different from other organizations? Simply that we do it in their language and according to their culture. Ser Familia have people, I was born in Cuba, but I'm kind of like a Cuban American because I adapted very well because I arrived rather young. We have people from all kinds of nationalities, and when they do when they moderate a program, we do it according to that family's culture, so they understand what we're saying and they can apply it. We have strengthening families. We have all of our programs are important, but GLAD TV is the Georgia Latino Against Domestic Violence.
Amen.
We take women and men and we put them through our domestic violence program. Monica Martinez is our coordinator for the domestic violence, and she receives the phone calls, and she has shelter connections and police connections in case we need to vacate the family. The mental health, we have immigration services for victims of domestic violence. We have the cultural proficiency training. What does that mean? That means our executive officer, Belisa Urbina, will come out and she will talk about the cultural differences between the Latino families and the American culture, and why is there such a difference and how you can understand them a little bit better. Excellent program. And then of course we have the emergency assistant. The emergency assistant, they go through our process and they can get assistance paying their rent once. And if they go through our programs, they can get bags of food every 2 weeks, as long as they maintain on the program. So here's telling you, it's all in English. It kind of shows you, it's a little bit of I gave you like a shorter version of all this. This specifies how all of our programs work. And you have some photos. These are actual photos of people, Latino families that come. What else is different about Ser Familia? Well, when we meet with a family, with a mother, one of the parents call and say, my kid leaves and they're always, I don't know what to do with them. We know that there's a problem. Oh, my child needs counseling. Okay, that may all be true. We don't know. But we bring the entire family in because we know everybody's perception is different, right? Mm-hmm. So the child may say, well, no, it's not that I'm rebellious, it's just that they don't know how to talk to me. So like that, we can train them all. Our domestic violence program, you see the introduction brings them in, and the closing makes them do an artwork that is personal to them, to what they have learned. So it's very interesting. I've watched it through the years. The mental health counseling, it's We won't, we don't give the same counselor to mom and dad. We spread them out into different counselors so everybody have their own privacy. And talking about privacy, well, we keep the HIPAA law. So if we're treating a couple and one of them say, hey, I know she's there getting counseling and I need to give her a message, we can't tell you a thing about it. So we do keep everybody's privacy. The immigration for them, here's our executive officer, Belisa Urbina, and she is teaching a class on the cultural difference. And then these are the numbers of COVID-19 of what we have done. And these are numbers that we have gotten, the statistics that we have gotten off our systems. We did a lot of food drives. So if you guys ever come across a Latino family, you know that they're in trouble, you don't know what or how to help them, give us a little call. We'll step in or have them call us, and we'll go ahead and run them through the system, through the process.
Do you have a website you can put up there that
I can give you the website. If you go to serfamilia.com, our page will come up. We also have a Facebook. You can join in and see all the activities that Ser Familia have participated in.
I don't remember how to spell it.
I always say it's being a family. Really, that's what it translates to. Being a family in Spanish, Ser Familia. So.
And there's no dash or anything in that website name.
Just serfamilia.com. If you go to the staff members, you'll see me as a case manager from Norcross, but and a little bit different. I look just a tad different. Yes.
Do y'all have any information, or can y'all help anyone with immigration status?
With immigration status, they can call us, and we'll have them contact our lawyers.
Okay.
And the lawyers can tell them.
Okay.
I don't work with the immigration lawyers. There is an event coming up over here in Suwanee where I'm at Baxley Point Drive. We're gonna do an event. We're gonna have 2 immigration lawyers come in and kind of give an overview of the immigration process.
Okay.
I'll be glad to send Rachel some information
Yes,
on it, the
please.
invitation for it. If you guys have some families that you want them to go over there. We did Coffee with the Cop, which we call the Café con los Policías. We have done finances classes, and that's the part that I coordinate.
Okay.
I coordinate programs for Café, which is, Café es Centro de Ayuda Familiar y Emocional. It is emotional, it's family and emotional help center. And that's what I coordinate the programs, and I have 2 ladies that work with me as family navigators. We are part of Ser Familia, but we do more of programs like this. We invite people to come in and talk about their organizations and do specific topics.
Okay.
Like we just did one about 2 months ago about how your debt go up, but your paycheck goes down, and how to balance them out, and how to pay off, and how to survive past the COVID.
Okay.
So we invited a bunch of families in, and the moderator was awesome. She's gonna have another one here November the 11th in our office in Norcross. Wow. By the way, we do have 4 offices. Our central office is in Kennesaw. Then we have the Smyrna office, we have the Norcross office, and we have the Suwanee office. The reason we're so spread out is because we know the Latino families are all spread out. So we have tried demographically to see where the schools and the Latinos are at, and that's our chief executive does it with the planning team, and that's how we raise an office up, and we'll start. Anybody that's ever want to come and tour our office and see how it's set up and what we do, feel free to send me a little email, and say, hey, Ruth, can I pass? We will welcome you come by, because sometimes us talking about it is very different than when you walk through the doors and you go, oh, so this is what you do. And I'm like, well, this is what they do. This is what I do.
What's your email?
Actually, I have pamphlets and I have a card.
Very good, thank you.
And it's you get a whole full picture, especially when we have the tutoring going on. We did last year, we did the summer during the pandemic, a summer camp, and we did the tutoring service. And we had a lot of testimonies of teachers from Gwinnett saying that the kids that were in our tutoring program, their grades have gone up.
Awesome.
Well, you know, we had children, we had teachers from Gwinnett come in, the children will bring their work, and those teachers are bilingual. And then those teachers explain to the kids the concept in their language. And once they explained it to them, they took off with it and they were fine. We have that tutoring service, and we're looking into a seniors citizen Latino service to have some senior citizens come in, and it'll be kind of like a community center, and they can have some time and talk to each other, because grandmama doesn't always have to stay at home and cook for the family. She can come out and socialize with some women. So we're doing that too. But like I said, the Central Cafe is in Suwanee, which is where I'm at, and I'll be glad to give you a tour. And then we have another one in Norcross, and if you ever want to go to the Norcross one first, let me know. Maria is over there, my family navigator is over there, and she'll be glad to give you a tour. Yeah.
So as Rachel was saying, I was incarcerated in 2010, and I knew Jesus before I actually went into prison, and that was my time to totally surrender. And it was also the time that God started preparing and training and equipping me for what he had prepared for me outside. So without me going to prison, I probably wouldn't be in a prison ministry right now. So I'm very thankful for that time in prison. But I had an addiction to cocaine and alcohol for 35 years, and it was due to sexual molestations as a child, and as many cases are that are incarcerated. So I'm taking what the enemy meant for bad and using it for good. And something God gave me while I was in is it's not what happens to you, but what you do with what happens to you. He gave me so many downloads when I was in. It was amazing. And so I want to share with you a little bit, well, maybe. Okay, so we are LifeChangers Legacy. The actual corporate name is GGRA Ministries, and we were founded in 2012. And the actual program, let me see, this thing's moving. Do I have to click this every time? So Raj, who is here now,
He's disappeared.
So he is our director of operations and now our donor development person, and I'll talk more about him when he gets in here. But we have a thrift store as well, and he's kind of managing that at the moment because I don't have anybody working in it. And I'll get to that in a minute. But what we do, we actually have a 4-phase curriculum that we send in to prisoners. We have men and women, and we provide a mentor for each of the people that want a change in their hearts. The Lord woke me one morning with an acronym for change, and it's choose habits around new growth every day. We all need to embrace that. Choose habits around new growth every day. And so I found that mentoring is key. It's absolutely imperative. Each of us. Do we have mentors? We should have mentors. Everybody in here should have a mentor. Hey.
Hey, honey. Hey.
Hey.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, it's okay.
It's fine.
God bless y'all.
Glad you. If you want to go, get
And if
some
you
food, go get
don't,
some-
I would highly recommend you find a mentor, because it will accelerate everything in your life.
That's true.
So if we need mentors, how much more do they?
Yeah.
They need an undergirding support system.
Mhm.
That was what was lacking. All the times I went to jail and they finally said enough, time to go to prison, I didn't have a support system. When I went to prison, I did. And I realized how many people did not have a support system. And the people, they were seeing this change in me while I was in. And God was just downloading so much to me after I surrendered. It was like, it was on. He started giving me the mission statement, everything about what I was to do. And I started just really getting every book I could and taking notes and starting the workbook course. And it was just amazing. So everything that we have in the workbooks is it's therapeutic interventions, meaning that it has all the cognitive behavior, critical thinking, stages of change, trauma recovery empowerment model, the criminal thinking. It has stages of change. I don't know if I said that. But we also have a financial piece that we send in after they finish the phase 4. And all of this is done through email and video visit. You don't even have to go into prison. It's so simple, but it's really a profound program. We've had so many mentors say, I needed this program. I needed this workbook. It's changed my life. So it's a two-edged sword. It's really amazing. And it takes like maybe 30 minutes a week. You go through the workbook, you walk alongside your mentee, you email them, you video visit them. And even Rachel, she's a mentor. She's been for a couple of years. She just keeps getting another and another. And it's amazing the change that these people get in their mindset. I mean, if we need mentors, if we need help out here, how much more do they? So it is a program that is very simple. And if you want to sign up, we'll give you information. We don't give the packets out any longer because people take the packets and they don't fill them out. They don't send them to us. So you can't get a packet unless you fill it out today. That's our new standard there. So, but we do have a, I didn't put this in there. I don't think I did. I'm not going to go through every word of all of these slides because, you know, it's a lot. But I pretty much said everything. But mentors and volunteers are the core to what we do. And they need you. They need you. And you run a house. How much more do they need a mentor? Right? They need coaches. They need people to come in and feed into them because there's so many organizations that used to go into the prisons and drop buckets once a month. They would go in, you know, at a church service and they would drop these buckets of it was great seeds in their heart, right? But what's after? They're just sitting there and they don't have anybody to follow up with them. That's where we come in. Yeah, so I wish I could find a way to forward this. So it is, you know, our mission is biblically transformed returning citizens from the inside out. If they don't change while they're inside, y'all, they're not going to change, man. We are planting seeds and changing their mindsets while they're in. They're so distracted when they come out. They're thinking about the family. I've got to see my kids. I got to see my kids. I got to see my boyfriend. I got to get a phone. I got to get a computer. You know, I got. So, right? So, but if they're not fully equipped, we have a job readiness piece in this. And they can't be transformed if they don't have that time to be in the cocoon and to transform. So we're helping them. And when people call me, somebody's in jail, and I'm like, well, what were they doing before they got locked up? This is their cocoon. Why do you want to cut them out too early? And they're not going to flourish. So this is also preventing homelessness.
Just set your computer to not go to sleep.
Right. Does it too quickly. So we have a family restoration piece too. I've had so many people say, you know, my dad doesn't have a refrigerator. My family can't come see me because the car is broken down. All these things we do. We've taken stoves and refrigerators and fixed cars, and you know, we want to bring that family reunification piece back, because that's what's missing. We also want to minister to the families because it's a broken unit. You know, I mean, they're not there on their own accord. Something was broken either in their core belief system when they were growing up, and all of that's taught. All of that is revealed. There's a module, it's the very first module. It's the power of my story. I tell my story, and I tell them to tell their story. I'm telling you, they get stuck. Some of them get stuck there, and rightly so. But some we let them just pass and go back to that part. Once they go through some of the modules, then they're able to go back and do their story, but they're to apply an emotion to every part of their story. And then we go back and address that. Well, in phase 4, they actually have to do their story again. It's going to be different. They're going to have a different perspective. They're not going to see it the same. So then we have SMART goals. We have everything in this thing. I mean, it's really good. We have leadership. It is so. And it's Holy Spirit dropped in it, okay? And all the certifications of training that I had, that I just implemented in it. So this is our Uniquely You Resource Center. It's a thrift store. And it's too small for us.
Already outgrowing it.
Yeah, we have a large container next to it. We have one off in the hill, and it's just really, you can't see that picture too well, but we've done a pretty good job putting a lot in it. You guys come visit, and please come shop. We'll have great sales for Christmas. Okay, it's 3707 Canton Highway. All right, it's incoming, so it's not Canton. All right. And the challenges we have at this location. Now, when I was asked to speak today, we had looked at a property that is in Gwinnett, and since then we've decided to wait. The Holy Spirit told me to wait, so I'm listening. And but one of our challenges at this location is it's low visibility. There's a big hill, and these Forsyth County people have come. They're widening this road, and they've laid so many overlaid guidelines now and regulations that we can't even have a sign. We had signs and these feather signs and all kinds of stuff outside. We spent a lot of money on the signage, and now they're saying no, you can only have this sign over here, and you can only have the one sign on top. And I said, well, I have a 17-foot truck. I'm going to wrap that baby, and I'm going to have a big sign out there. Okay? They cannot do anything about my truck sitting on the property. So, but I'm having this kind of pushback. And so they want me to build a fence around this 2 acres, put trees on the left side, and all this stuff. And I'm like, this is not my property. I am not going to build this person's property out. I'm not going to do that. So we were looking, and we're still looking for property. So we do have the 2 containers. I have one of them sold. I bought this shed to do weight loss and body sculpting, and we did that for a couple of months, and it just didn't work out. So I shifted over and did some chalk painting in it. And then I was going to do my hyperbarics, and I'll get to my hyperbarics in a minute and tell you guys what that is. And it's amazing. And so I sold the shed. They picked it up yesterday because they told me, they said, you can't have the shed here. It is a beautiful shed. I spent like $3,500 building out the inside of this shed. And they're saying you have to brick it, and you have to stucco the brick. I said, this is a beautiful little shed. It has a porch, steps, I said, okay, I'll sell the shed, but I'm out of here, okay? You guys are pushing me out of here. So we are looking, and that's what I'm doing now, is telling you guys that we found this place. And Pastor Lee Robbins isn't here, but he and some of the team came and viewed this property, and it is really, really perfect, except for they want a personal signage for $7,800 a month, and it's 8,700 square feet. I mean, the numbers are right for them, but unless this is what the Holy Spirit said to me. I mean, this is the inside. This is 2 warehouses that they have joined together, and it's really an amazing building inside. It's got shelves, it's got everything all throughout. And it would be perfect, but as I was praying into this, the Holy Spirit said, why are you going to increase a worldly person's or their net worth when I'm giving you kingdom money to, buy your own? And so I started saying, okay, I've got to wait. I just have to wait. And if this building is it, then he'll make a way and he'll make these people's hearts change and they'll do it. But for now, I am presenting to you guys to be on the lookout. If you know anyone in Gwinnett, we want Gwinnett. We have a support system. We have you guys, right? And we want to be in Gwinnett with our family. You guys are family.
Ser
All right?
Familia.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
To be a family, we want to be a family.
So we want to be here. And if you guys can be looking for warehouses, for standalone buildings, I really do want, I don't want to be in a office park, office area, or shopping mall. I don't want to be in anything like that, because the vision is bigger. And what God has is bigger. And so this is just, these are some of the advantages, if we were to get that building, that, we would sell the shed. We've already done that. The 2 containers, and I have those sold, but I need to keep one if I'm not going to get that building. So my pitch today, this is my plea to you guys, to be on the lookout for a building. And if you know anyone, and Russell, I know you know people that have buildings. And so the property we're on has 2 acres, and what I had first envisioned for that property is to build it out. And but just the road, how they're widening it, is coming up to the porch. And I just don't see how that's going to work. So we do have a great support system in Gwinnett County with our community leaders, and we do want to be here. So I'm just asking if you guys will be on the lookout and even pray and ask the Holy Spirit, who are the key peoples to connect us to? Because we don't want to waste your time. We don't want to waste our time. We don't want to waste their time. We want the key people that He wants. We want to go where He wants us. We don't want to, waste any more time. Time is precious. It's of the essence now. 2 Corinthians 3:5. Not that we are sufficient of ourselves to think anything as being for ourselves or from ourselves, but our sufficiency is from God. So I put that next to reason 2. We are a ministry and need to be creating our own self-sufficiency, right? Everybody does. And that's what we're doing. And that's why we have the thrift store. And it's, one life, one body, one decision. And we have so many courses. We actually had a resource center there. And we still have our prayer day at this location, and it's every 3rd Saturday of the month. We have a prayer session, so you guys are welcome to come to that. We'd love for you to join us. And as I said about increasing the net worth, we God's called us to be a holy nation, to be, this transfer of wealth is happening. It's happening for His people, and we really have to be in tune with the Spirit on this. And I'm going to get off on some things in a minute if I go there, but I don't want to go there. But I do want to go there on another note. I want to come back and talk about something in that regard. So these are additional options that I think would be great. So I want people to partner with us. All right, if we get an 8,000 square foot building, this can be community. This can be for other organizations to come in as well. And Pastor Lee actually wants to partner in the building. But as he thought this building was absolutely perfect, and we were going to pray into it and see how it was going to work. And this was a confirmation on it the very first day. So Raj and I were there the very first time, and we prayed over the building and laid hands on it, and then we touched and agreed. And he said, "And Lord, give us an eagle today as a confirmation." I said, "Raj, I wish you would have said hawks, because we really don't get many eagles here." And lo and behold, God leads us over to this sign company, and we're looking, and they've got shelves, and they've got these round signs up on the shelf, and Raj reaches up and he pulls down, he says, "What is this one?" And I said, "Raj, it's an eagle." It had an eagle on it. I was like, where's that confirmation? So, but we're still waiting on the Lord. We need more confirmations. Right? So we want to find partners who will either purchase a building and lease purchase it to us or lease it to us, and they will get part of the revenue back. So I want to create a pro forma for each of these different options, and I'm going to be doing that. And if you come across anyone who has a building, or just, that I can go pitch to, that has money that wants to partner in this. So we can find land. I have somebody that actually does metal buildings, and I said, well, let's find the land. Let's just find the land, and I will get them to give me a quote how much they would charge for 8,000 square foot building, but we could do a lot with 8,000 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a lot of piece of property, just put a metal building up to 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, and think about this: to pay out to somebody $7,800 a month.
Not be buying anything.
That's $78,000 in 10 months, right? Why am I going to give God's money to build somebody else's net worth like that? So that's what I got in my heart, and that's where I just said, okay, I'm just going to rest in you and wait. You've got something grand. You've got something really great in this. So, or rent an existing building, and to have partners, and within, we give that person part of the revenues that are coming in addition to paying them for the building that month, or whatever pro forma and whatever agreement we come up with. There's so many creative ideas in this, and we just have to find the key people. So you guys, please be praying, okay, and ask the Lord if He has someone in mind. So that was, I was actually pitching on that building, and then I said, I'm waiting, so I'm just going to go ahead and show the building so you guys can see kind of what we're looking for. So I know that's kind of in the haves and needs things, but we do have a lot. So, and I do want to talk about the hyperbarics therapy before I go into the volunteers needed. So at our center, we have in Cumming, Georgia, we have a hyperbarics chamber. And what this hyperbarics therapy, it's oxygen chamber, okay? Your body only gets like 22% oxygen, all right? It will infuse your body with up to 93%, I think. It might be more. But it's 1,800 to 2,400% more into every organ, every tendon, every bone, even, of your body. And what it does, there's a law called, it's Henry's law, and it's that anything that is a gas, and oxygen is a gas, that is under pressure becomes a liquid. And that liquid goes into every part of your body. And your lungs are actually only able to absorb that into every part of your body if it's a liquid. So it's amazing. It's just amazing. And even Russell went in one, and he went into Big Daddy though. He went in one. Ours, the one we have at our center is 4 pressure. It's a 4 times pressure. And the one that I took you in was a 16 times. So we should have actually put you in the smaller one first.
He survived.
Trying to oversaturate them.
I wanted him to get it, man. Divine healing quickly. Yeah, I was only trying.
How's it helped Oz? I know he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah, he's diabetic too, and the neuropathy and all that stuff, and he's doing really good, And he was kind of getting forgetful a little, and he's sharp.
Really?
Yeah. Really, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, they have autism children that have gone in for like 3 weeks, and I think they're going like 2 times a week, and they've spoken their first word.
Wow.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Yeah, he's like 7 years old. And just different stories, y'all, that are amazing. If you go to hyperbaricsphp.com, you can learn so much about oxygen therapy. It is amazing what it does. And he's actually, Bill Schindler is actually the person I'm under. He's my umbrella covering in this, and his doctors. So, yeah, but we do have that at the center. The first session is free. And thereafter, it's $50 per hour or $75 for 2 hours. So, and of course, GGRA people would get a discount. I would give you $25 an hour. Absolutely. So, and that's on recording. So be sure to remind me.
Gonna be on YouTube soon.
Be sure to remind me of that when you come. Yeah.
No, but listen, the hours that you're in there, the whole hour.
Yeah.
Will you-
I take my computer.
Popsicle?
I take my computer. I do Zoom. I do business in there every single time. Don't I, Russell? I did. I was on a Zoom. I was just, yeah.
Oh, wait,
Right.
Zoom with you, I don't see Oz, doing stuff on there in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you're freezing, but the top part, like the.
It's not freezing.
Oh, it's not, I'm thinking of something different.
Oh,
then.
it's not
I've read
freezing.
it and then I'm like,
Mm-mm.
I've had,
In fact, you get quite warm.
okay.
Yeah, he took a nap.
You
Yep.
did?
Yeah, he had his infrared light on, and yeah, so it was
Oh,
good.
okay, well, I've gotta quit talking about it, cause see, cause I'm confusing something, but anyway,
Yeah.
I'm coming, I really am. I'll be coming.
Light therapy too?
Well, I don't have that at my center, but Bill does.
Okay.
But I was there yesterday, and we were discussing getting a package, and it's the infrared light, the flat one, the head piece, and some others. Anybody who needs community service, please contact me. You can contact raj.charles@lifechangerslegacy.org, or me, Pamela, at lifechangerslegacy.org. And I think I have one more. Yes. So we have an event on December 11th at Daniel's Prayer Garden. And what we're doing, I have a friend, actually the Lord said he is my teacher, he is my rabbi. And this man is amazing, and he teaches, he's a revelator like Paul was. And this guy gets these downloads from God about what's in the ark, and you'd be amazed. The ark is actually a coffin. It was Joseph's coffin, and he just uncovers everything. He unravels everything in the Bible, in the temple, everything. And so he is coming up from Tampa, and he is going to be speaking at our event. He made a replica, an exact replica of the Ark of the Covenant, y'all.
Wow.
It is the gold, the acacia wood, everything. And he's bringing it up from Florida
Wow.
on the 11th. Yeah,
Amazing.
I know. I'm excited. So he's going to be teaching. He's going to do about 3 hours teaching, and we're going to,
Wow, that's amazing.
Put it back up there,
oh my gosh, yeah. So if you're interested, we're also going to be sending this out on email. So if you guys want to get on our email list, we'll just do another flip of paper and we'll include you. We've got all kinds of material on the center, on the hyperbarics, on anything that you want to know about, on the mentoring, on the workbooks. We've got workbooks with us. So